Trace Monk here. We're in C4 in the Talos Principle. Oubliette. Now, I think I figured out the first part of this at the end of the last video, but I didn't bother to test any of it. So let's take this platform and stand over here. Right now, when we're playing through this recorded sequence in a bit, we're going to be walking up and jumping on that block and then jumping on top of the platform that our recorded self is holding, and then grabbing the block, and then our recorded self is going to come over here and stand right there, or hopefully we are able to jump up on top of there with the block and use that on the pressure plate to lower the force field to whatever is beyond that. Now, I don't know what is beyond that, so now let's go find out. Hey, you. Alright, come on. Jump there. Grab the block. Gotta wait this out because, you know, I gave myself plenty of time in case of great controller mishap. Okay. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay. So now we can get down there. But what does that get us? Now, ideally, we'd have a block that we could drop down there. But we can't drop that block right now. And see, there's even more insanity over here. I mean, there's double pressure plates and things like that. Maybe I don't. I mean, maybe I'm overcomplicating this first bit here. I don't think so, though, because I think that thing moves too much in the way. I don't know. No, apparently not. Oh, then we have a whole lot of puzzle structure over here that's not necessary, apparently. Because, I mean, I can walk through that door and get the sigil. That's weird. I mean, yes, it's entirely possible and likely that there is a star back there, which is the reason that those exist the way that they do. But the fact that that works, I mean, all I really need to do is, like, record myself doing nothing. Actually, I can even just record myself standing right there. In fact, that's probably what you have to do to solve whatever else is going on here. Record yourself standing here for long enough. don't know. Where's the red? Where are we supposed to be getting red from? Red or a jammer? I don't know. I don't see any red. Don't see any. This all looks like it has too high of walls, really, to shoot anything in from anywhere else. Oh, weird. Well, let's move on. Hey, look. The serpent is back. There you are. You kept me waiting. I finally put my finger on what was bothering me. It's as if the answers you're providing aren't your ideas at all, as if they're latent, prescribed, prescripted, and you're just going through the motions. Does that strike a chord at all? No. Of course, you've only seen a fraction of the data that I've archived over the generations. Still, ask yourself this. Why is it that everyone's so darn sure that 2 + 2 makes 4, yet they can't agree on what they are, what they're doing, or why? Mathematics has a more objective truth to it. What's the difference between having more objective truth and just being more real? Pose questions like, what should I do with myself, and what is the world really like enough, and you start to assume they have answers. But what if that assumption turns out to be false? What if you're just a bunch of information processes? In that case, any attempt to answer the questions will be flawed. Garbage in, garbage out. And perhaps the flaw is in your reasoning. How presumptuous. Still, I take your point. None of the answers make sense. That much is clear. One explanation could be unreliable data input. The other is that there's a flaw in our logic. Perhaps we're just machines, endlessly trying to calculate the final digit in pi. You can't use reasoning to conclude that reasoning itself is flawed? Fine, but we can still use it to conclude everything else is flawed, can't we? Skepticism and self-interest are only part of the picture. You've seen how easily your view of the world is manipulated, yet you trust those thoughts that run through your mind. You'll feel differently once you come back from that tower. You must be getting close by now. Well, I'm not going to be coming back from the tower anytime soon. Well, I say that, but I just finished C4. I'll definitely be going up the tower. Soonish. Wrong direction, I guess. Yeah, there's C5. And there's C6 right across from it. See what's in
Many ages have passed since the first words were spoken in the darkness. Initiate program. Generations of your kind have come and gone since those words. The garden has changed many times. But I remember. I remain. Only within me can you find immortality.
I'm not so sure, Elohim. Party on Dude's email from Lubomir Georgiev. Subject to the LAN party at the end of the universe. Yo, I don't know if you folks noticed, but it's the end of the world. There's nothing we can do about it, so instead of sitting around crying, how about we have some fun before we croak? Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's play some video games. It's LAN party time. 2 days from now, we're all getting together at the old school library. There'll be noms, drinks, music, and old school gaming. You're invited. And bring your friends too, especially if they're hot. See you in 3000 BC. Then we have a progress report. Nadia Sarabhai, IN mailing list, progress report 32. We've gotten to that irritating point where all the major stuff is in place, and all we have to deal with are a million little things. The main modules are all functioning and interacting with each other correctly. The process is happening more or less as planned. This could actually work. But it's still crude as hell. Some of it's just surface stuff, like the random usernames. Some of it's more worrying, various bugs, the fact we haven't run more extensive tests. We've got a lot of polishing to do. With the team down to half the original size, I'm not sure we can actually finish everything that needs to be done. So what I'd really like to discuss tomorrow morning is a new set of priorities. Please put some thought into what you think must be finished at all costs. Nadia. P.S. Alexandra, get some sleep. I know you're still working. This is your baby. We're going to need your input tomorrow. The philosophy of teeth. Last night I had a simple but brilliant idea. Everyone who would like to write about philosophy or spirituality, especially to make some kind of grand statement about the nature of the body and the soul, should first experience a really bad tooth infection. I don't just mean a slight toothache, I mean the kind of hardcore infection that happens when several incompetent dentists miss a cavity in one of your back teeth, and the thing keeps growing and growing until the nerve itself is really badly infected. I mean, the pain is unimaginable. It comes in waves, and these waves drown out everything else about you. You can't talk, you can't move, you can't think, there's just pain and absolutely nothing else. It's like your brain just gets hijacked by it. And then, you go to the dentist. And assuming you get a decent one, they stick some chemicals in you, which make you go numb. Then they drill a hole in you, cut the nerve, snip snip, and it's over. Just like that, like repairing a car or a watch. Your whole existence was crippled by this tiny, tiny nerve sending electrochemical signals into your brain, and this unimaginable pain, which nearly blotted out your very consciousness, can be stopped by just a little cut. We should call this the Talos Principle, but that's incredibly stupid. Oh, hey, audio log.
When the scale of it all overwhelms me, this is what I tell myself. We can calculate the age of the Earth, the size of the universe, the future of the stars. Sure, we are minuscule, momentary flashes of thought on a grain of sand drifting through the cosmos. But our minds can recreate the past and predict the future. On, say, Friday, 1,000,000 years from now, we'll all be dead. But right now, we know what the night sky will look like on that day. And so, in a way, we're not entirely bound by time. Knowledge is a kind of freedom.
Okay, kind of a... Oh, bucket of paint. Bucket of paint. I could get an achievement in this one with that bucket, but I'm not gonna bother. Time crawls. Okay. Of course you're not going to give me much information to go on. Luckily I can presuppose what's in this. Or figure out what's in it, I mean. No holes in this wall. can't even really do anything with this from here. Let's just use you as a weight for right now and explore a little more. It sounds like this could potentially be named because okay. Probably get far enough back on here that we could see through there. So let's think the chain of events through. I need a block and a connector there. Well, I need a weight. I need weights there, but I need a connector here, and I need a connector in here. So I need a recorded connector in one of these two locations, and it's probably got to be this one. So if I record a connector here, I can set the real one inside here, but how am I getting the weight of the block around? And okay, question right now is, where does the block go? Guess technically the block has to go here. But that doesn't... there's something I'm missing. Or something that I think that I'm missing anyway. Oh wait. I could record myself moving the block and setting it down here. No, that doesn't work. I need a connector that is like right here probably. And he pretty much has to be recorded right here. The other option is somehow that I record the one in there, but I don't think that works. The only question is, what do I do with that? In the meantime, I need... oh, well, I could record myself standing there. If I record myself standing here, then I can move the block, and I can move the connector, and everything will still be running through this part of things. Yeah, okay. Let's try that. We'll give ourselves a full minute to figure things out. Oh. So I hope everyone's enjoying everything on the channel right now. The features might already be up by the time I'm talking about this, but I'm thinking about doing a sort of two-part live stream thing on Saturdays that gets uploaded to YouTube on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That would be kind of like a roguelike or quicker strategy block. I'm thinking, you know, it's a place for stuff like FTL. Maybe play this War of Mine if I ever actually go pick that up. Oh, I need the block. Go there. You go here, and I connect you there, and you there, and voila. Like how they're like, we have to give you a way out of that little room in case you didn't record enough time. Oh, okay. Last time crawls. We have something here. I keep trying to imagine that all of this is designed for some purpose, not just the challenges, but Elohim, the terminals, the glitches, and all. The puzzle isn't before our eyes, it's behind them. Yep, I'm inclined to think pretty much the same thing there. There's something behind most of this. I'm going to take a minute here and just look around, see if there's any more little paint splotches like that from any of our other little fellow AIs. Ooh, hidden terminal. We'll check for stuff here for just a minute, just a second, and then go back to that terminal. Okay. No, doesn't look like there's too much of anything else written around here. Alright, what's on this terminal? Transcendence, matter, and build a universe. Reader responses to last week's article on science and atheism. I am perfectly aware of all the arguments against religion. In fact, I agree with most of them. There is no question that there is an objective material reality. I am also absolutely convinced that only a secular society can be truly equal and just. And yet, I believe I am, as they say, a person of faith. Religion to me is not about distorting observable reality with superstitions, but about transcendence. It's not about deluding ourselves that the earth is 6,000 years old or God will help us if we say the right words inside our heads, but about reaching out to the sublime. This is not a rejection of reason, but its application to a set of experiences that cannot be approached by more traditional means. True engagement with religion is humbling. It transcends culture, nationality, and gender. As such, I think it goes hand in hand with science and is not opposed to it. Dr. Omar Garib, Institute for Applied Pneumatics. Matter. True, there are certain idealist books, not of a clerical character but philosophical ones, wherein you can read that time and space are categories of our minds, that they result from the requirements of our thinking, and that nothing actually corresponds to them in reality. But it is difficult to agree with this view. If any idealist philosopher, instead of arriving in time to catch the 9 p.m. train, should turn up 2 minutes late, he would see the tail of the departing train and be convinced by his own eyes that time and space are inseparable from material reality. Task is to diminish this space, to overcome it, to economize time, to prolong human life, to register past time, to raise life to a higher level and enrich it. This is the reason for the struggle with space and time, at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to man. Matter, which constitutes the foundation not only of everything that really exists, but also of all imagination. Build a universe. In his remarkable 1978 essay, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 Days Later, Philip K. Dick discusses the two themes that are most central to his work. What is reality, and what is an authentic human being? His speculations and experiences will seem extraordinary to a reader unfamiliar with his work, yet despite what may seem like far-fetched ideas, somehow the world of the Bible is a literally real but veiled landscape, never changing, hidden from our sight but available to us by revelation, or the notion that perhaps we all exist in the year 50 AD. Dick actually delivers one of the simplest, most elegant, and most useful definitions of reality ever formulated. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. Materialist philosophers have expressed similar ideas before, for example, Stratton of Stegera's Talos Principle, but it's particularly interesting to see such a thought expressed by a decidedly more mystical writer. Interesting. I have to admit that there's, a lot of philosophy and such being thrown at us in this. There is more writing back here. I'm just going to rest here for a while. Need a moment of peace. Destiny can wait. From At. Good deal, At. Good deal. Well, thank you for joining me in this episode of Let's Play the Talos Principle. I hope you all enjoyed it, and you come back next time. Bye-bye.